For the most part, the primaries went about as we expected. We did lose 3 incumbents, which it's difficult to lose those incumbents. Certainly, I'm not going to deny the fact that it was very, very disappointing to lose Leader Shell. He's been a great leader in Kentucky. He's a young man that has done a lot of good for Kentucky, and certainly that was disappointing. But at the end of the day, elections, there are winners and losers in elections, and for the most part, I was content with the way the elections went, and I don't think that it's appropriate to necessarily draw any particular conclusions out of primaries that have very, very low turnout. But I'm very optimistic about the elections in the fall. I believe that the policies that we have put in place over the last 18 months are moving Kentucky forward. There's never been a 2-year period where we have created more jobs than this last 2 years. There's never been a 2-year period where we have had greater investment in Kentucky businesses than we have in the last 2 years. There's never a time in recorded history where we have lower unemployment than we have right now. There's certainly there are some places in this Commonwealth that lag behind in job creation, but unemployment was down in all 120 counties. So while yes, there's work to be done, I think that clearly we have a system that has more people working in Kentucky than at any point in recorded history. And there are more people working in every single county in this state than there were 2 years ago. And so I think that the policies are working. And I believe that, yes, there are still problems. But I believe that the electorate will reward us for the policies that we have put in place over the last 2 years.
Now, to talk about a different kind of election, you've just finished your first year as acting Speaker of the House. Obviously, a lot of interesting and difficult circumstances to get us to this point, especially within the caucus. But after your first year, kind of what are your thoughts about the position? And come January, would you be interested in taking on that role again?
You know, I guess as far as my thoughts, it has certainly been baptism by fire. It is something that this time last year I would have never envisioned, but at the same time it was probably the most humbling and rewarding experience that I've ever had in my political professional life. So it was an honor to do that. I've enjoyed doing it. There were times when there were things that weren't enjoyable, but I have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the camaraderie. I've enjoyed working with both parties. I think that certainly there are some things that have been very publicized about dissension between the parties, but we've had great working relationships across the aisle, and those have been enjoyable experiences. As far as next year, I would love to have the opportunity to do it under normal circumstances. It would be nice to be intentional about being Speaker. It would be nice to be intentional about developing a plan, developing a team that truly is done with vision as opposed to reaction.